Hello everyone, welcome back to Sima Good Empire. So we're teaching how to make this bustier with a yoke. Emphasis on just the bustier and the yoke. Yeah, I was trying to redesign it for my client to the style she wanted. But this video, we're just going to be treating how to draft the bodies of this bustier and yoke. But if you want to learn how that design was made, I have another video showing you how it was made, and I'm very certain you like the process. So this is the final outcome of the blouse. So stay tuned if this looks like what you want to learn, and enjoy this video. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sima Gold. If this is your first time, please kindly subscribe to my channel, and welcome all the same. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming by. So today we are just going to be making a bustier blouse with a yoke. So I have my fabrics here already, my lace and everything, which I'll be showing us in the time of this tutorial. So the measurements that we'll be needing are readily our bust, our waist measurement, our hip measurement, shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, and the blouse length. So I have my shoulder measurement of 16 inches. So I'm going to be dividing the 16 into 2, and I'm going to be marking my 8 inches here, and I'm going to be marking my 8 inches here. So after doing that, I'll give a shoulder slope of 1 inch and a shoulder slope of 1 inch here. That being done, the armhole measurement I'm working with is an armhole measurement of 9 inches. So immediately after the shoulder slope, I'm going to be marking my 9 inches here, and I'll repeat the same thing here. I'll mark my 9 inches. Then on this chest line, I'm going to be marking my shoulder measurement so that I would have a straight line. I'll repeat the same here. I'll mark my shoulder measurement so that I would have a straight line. After doing this, my bust I'm working with is a bust of 40. 40 divided by 4 gives me 10. So I'll mark my 10 inches here. I'll come to the back. 40 divided by 4 would give me 10, and I'll mark my 10 inches here. Then after that, I'm going to be marking the mid armhole, which is 4.5. I'll go ahead and I'll mark the mid armhole for the back, which is 4.5. I would go inward by half for the front at the mid armhole, and I'll go inward by 0.25 for the back. Then from the shoulder slope, or the shoulder tip, I'll come inward and then connect to my chest line. I'll repeat the same process for the front, just like that, and I'm okay. Then the next thing is to do my neck. So for the neck width, I'm doing 4.5 by 4.5. So I don't want it so high and I don't want it so low. So I'm marking 4.5 by 4.5, and then I'll connect. And after that, I'll connect it to the shoulder slope. I'll repeat the same process for the back, which is 4.5 by 4.5. And then I'll connect, and then connect to the slope. Having done this, we can say the upper part is ready. Would come to the front, would mark the shoulder to waist. The shoulder to waist we are working with is 17 and a half. So I'll mark my 17 and a half here. And then the shoulder to under bust I'm working with is 15. I would mark the 15 inches. And then the shoulder to bust point I'm working with is 11 inches. After getting this, the blouse length I'm working with is a blouse length of 26 inches. So I mark my 26 inches. Now, having done that, the next thing I'll do is to mark my 4.5 inches, which is for the bust point, which is the dart. So after getting the 4.5, I'm going to mark it from the bust point down to the hemming part of the gown, of the blouse, sorry. After marking that, this is the waist measurement. You take half of an inch. This is the waistline. You take half of an inch on both sides and connect to the hemming part of the blouse. You repeat from the bust points here, just our basic bodies, and you come on this waistline. You take your waist measurement. I'm working with the waist measurement of about 33 inches. 33 inches divided by 4 gives me 8.25, plus this 1 inch that I took out for my dart makes it a total of 9.25. So I'm going to be marking 9.25 here, and I'll connect it. I'll come to the back. The shoulder to waist for the back is 16.5. 16.5. What I will do after marking the 16.5 is I would mark 5 inches for my darts. After marking the 5 inches, I'll come on this waistline. I would go in by 1 for my back tightening. I'll connect it to this neck part and then connect it to the hemming part of this blouse. And then I'll take half of an inch on both sides. Then get to the mid armhole and then connect it. After doing that, I'll just come outward a little bit by 1 inch and blend it back into the armhole of this. Now I'm going to come to the waist part. The waist measurement is 8.25, plus 1 inch that I took away for my back tightening, that's 9.25, plus 1 inch that I took out for my dart, that is 10.25. So I'm going to be marking my 10.25 here, then connect it to the bust measurement. Now I'm going to come to the front and I'm going to talk about the hip measurement. I'm working with a hip measurement of 44. 44 divided by 4 gives me 11. So I'll mark 11 here and I'll connect it, which is my hip measurement. I'll come to this part. The difference between the shoulder to waist front and shoulder to waist back is 1 inch. My shoulder to waist front is 17.5. My shoulder to waist back is 16. So I'm going to be taking it 17.5 minus 16.5 gives me 1 inch. So I'm going to be taking out 1 inch for the hemming part of this blouse. So I'm going to be scrapping all these parts. It means that all these parts do not count anymore. Then I'll be inserting my 11 inches from here now for my hip measurement, and then I'll connect it. After doing that, I'll come to this bust line. I'm going to be coming down from this bust point line by 1, which is the difference between the shoulder to waist front and the shoulder to waist back, and then I'll connect it to the bust point. If you check my other videos, this has always been my pattern for my basic bodies before I convert. Then after this, I would come to the hemming part of this blouse. I would go up by 1 inch, 1.5 inch. I'll come to this one. I'll go up by 1.5 inch and I'll blend it. This is just to give the blouse fitting. I'll come to this part and I'll blend it just so that the blouse will have a sweet shape. Now, having gotten all these basic bodies, the only thing we are left with is to convert this front to the burstier and the yoke. Now, for the under bust, this is the under bust UB. I'm going to be going inward by this towards the center front by half and towards this side by 1.5. And after doing that, I will connect it like this and I'll connect it like this. And then I'll blend it into this dots and do the same thing like this. After that, this one, this part, I will mark about 6 inches from the starting line. I'll connect this using a circle to this dark leg connecting to the front using a curve, sorry, not a circle. Then after connecting this, I'll come down by 1.5 inch and then connect it to this one. Then I will come immediately after the armhole, I will come outside by 1.5 and then blend it back into the armhole. Now for the yoke, I want you to have a bit of a deep yoke. So from the starting line, I'm going to be marking about 9.5 inches. Then from this part, I'm going to connect it to the yoke. So this is all about how to draft a bustier with yoke. So I'm going to go right ahead to cut now. So I'll cut out my yoke, my armhole. So this yoke, I will use a net for it. So when I'm cutting the bodies, we'll see that. Then I'll come to the hemming part. I will cut out the shape of the blouse. I'll cut out the darts. Then I'll cut out this part. And then I'll cut out the sides. After cutting it, I'm going to fold this place in, and then I have the front ready. I have my side front, I have my center front, and I have my yoke ready. So I'll go to the back. For the back, I'm not using a yoke, so I'll just cut the hemming part out first. Then I'll cut out my back tightening. And then I'll cut my neck. And then cut out the shoulder slope. Then I'll cut the armhole part. So the back is ready and the front is ready. So I would use my satin first of all to cut out this, put my sewing allowances before I transfer to the lace. So let me start with the, let me lay this aside and let me start with the net, the yoke first of all. So I have my net like this. I actually have intention of doubling my nets. So as you can see, this net is on fold first, and I'll fold it again. The client is actually careful about her skin showing at all. So after doing this, for the yoke, this is it here. I'll cut out the neck. And then cut this out. Then I'll follow the shape of the yoke, but I'll be adding a little bit of sewing allowances there. and then this is it. So after doing this, I would come ahead to cut my satin. So this is the center front, so my satin is actually on fold. So I'll place here and I'll cut it out. So after doing that, I'll get my side front and I'll add as much sewing allowance as I want. So I want a sewing allowance of say about 2.5 to 3 inches. So I'm using 3 inches. So after that, I'll cut. Then I'll cut this. So having done the back, having done the front, I'll come to the back. The first thing first is to add my zipper allowance to the center back. And then I'll cut. So I'll do that for the back too. I would add my sewing allowance of about 3 inches. Then so I'll use the same method. I'll cut my satin, my lace like this. I'll cut my lining and I'll put my stay and my padding. Then I'll go to the sewing machine and I'll couple this blouse.